Hello and welcome to Gabagool. My name is Wes Dawson. This is a very special episode, and in just a moment I will explain why I am so excited for this week. See, I have all my notes ready. I am wearing my one-piece latex bodysuit. Of course, is printed with a rendering of my naked body on it. Mac the Wolfhound is in studio, of course heavily sedated. And I have recorded a 60-second video to a VHS tape that, when played, the person watching it will receive a phone call informing them they have 7 days to live. That means we are ready, and why am I so excited? Because this episode marks the Gabagool 1-year birthday anniversary extravaganza! That's right, Gabagool turns 1, well, technically it was a couple days ago, but this episode lands nearest to the birthday. What a milestone, what a call for celebration, and I can tell you, I am just giddy! So whether you are a new fan, a fan from the start, whether you hate Gabagool, or if you spend your weekends double-knuckling stray cats in your neighborhood, I don't care. This is a time to rejoice, it is a time to celebrate, and it is a time to come together. Now, with birthdays, of course, as the wheels of time are turning, we're getting older. And I myself am getting marginally older, and I can tell. I know why. One big tell is the fact that when I was younger, I couldn't stand Judge Judy. She was like, oh, what a bitch. Just the way she talked to people, I couldn't stand her. But the older I get, the more I begin to identify with Judge Judy. The dumb shit people say to her, I don't even know how she lasted this long. Well, I think she makes 20 mil a year, so I guess I do understand. Now, of course, it's time to celebrate, so we have to do something special. I have recently just put an order in for way too many Gabagool stickers and various types of merchandise to sell to the just clamoring fans demanding something tangible, something that they can stick on their newborn infant's baby's face and say, hey, that's my buddy's podcast blocking my baby's vision right there. And of course, where I ordered the stickers, I had some concern as a lot of people were complaining about the delivery time. Now, call me crazy, but I sent an order out to a company in Sweden and they have time to design, print, cut, and ship these back to me in 2 weeks. That ain't so bad. So there is a lot to get to today, but before we get into that and before I give my big thank you to all of the fans and all of the supporters and all the people who are happy to drop their sexual assault lawsuits this year, before we get to that, I'd like to maybe give a little gentle tap on the back. Because you see, Gabagool was ranked as the #1 listened to podcast at gabagool8.podbean.com, and that is no small accomplishment. Later in the episode, we are going to go through the 2020 Gabagool Awards. We'll be giving out awards for things like Top Podcast of 2020, Top Host of 2020, Best Guest of 2020, and so on. But before we get to that, there's some other things I'd like to touch on. A lot of episodes this year had focused on Instagram, TikTok, and our lives online, our social media existence. And we went into things about how, there's a small percentage of great videos out there and great content creators and people who are truly inspiring. We talked about the gym bros and gym humor, which is equivalent to weed smokers. When it's when your whole life is yeah, bro, I work out and that's everything about you. To me, that's the same as the people who they can't seem to say a sentence without mentioning they smoke weed. Everything they fucking post has to do with smoking weed. If your entire personality is surrounded by either consuming a herb or lifting a weight, you are a pretty sad individual. Of course, we talked about thoughts, thirst traps, these weird female liberation thoughts, furries. I didn't talk enough about them. I watched some and I was so fucking creeped out I couldn't continue any further. And of course, the human embodiment of these self-help motivational quotes, like the hang in there, kitten. People are making these of themselves. And my first thought is, who the fuck are you to be giving anybody motivational quotes? As far as I know, you are drinking the blood of newborn children. It's just so weird that people would take these as some kind of impactful statement from somebody they've never met and likely never will. But personally, my favorite thing about Gabagool was the fact that I could connect with my fans, the fact that I had a way to reach my audience and build this community that we are now all a part of. And if you have a problem with that, you will speak to the High Lord Wizard. But for me, it's really about the people. Really listening to people. And that is the one downside about recording this in Gabagool Podcast Central, is that person-to-person contact. And I think eye contact is key. What I think is the most attractive to me is when you're looking deep into somebody's eyes and you can feel that connection. You start to notice the beautiful specks of color within their iris. You can see the liveliness and the energy inside, their soul, if you will. And as you begin to tighten your grip around their throat, and you just see those never-ending hazel lotions begin to dim, that vivaciousness slowly slipping away as you see the glisten in their eyes leave. And whoa. Wait, what were we talking about again? Oh, sorry, okay, back on point, hold on. Before we get too far into the episode, I have some very special birthday messages I would like to play. Unfortunately, due to time, I won't have time to play them all one after the other, so instead we are going to play them all at once so that all of my former guests and all of my friends who decided to send their best wishes will be able to hear their message heard on the show. Truly inspiring, and I am eternally grateful for your kind words. So of course we have to do a quick good bad for the 1 year anniversary. So a good, Gabagool and 8 is 1 year old. The bad, well, that this episode marks the 53rd episode, making me a little bit shy of my 10,000 episode mark for season 1. And another favorite segment, dumb shit people say who should be smarter. So for this week's episode, it's not a particular quote, but rather a conversation and something I have seen develop over the past year. So someone had once said to me, I don't get how after all this time that people knew pro wrestling was, a show, a form of entertainment, that it's still so popular, that so many people still seem to believe it. And I responded, have you seen some of the shit that people post? Like a few years ago, people were drinking soap for likes, and there's grown adults arguing medical theories that were debunked 500 years ago. I'm surprised most people can watch a full wrestling show without stopping to taste their own feces. So yeah, I'm not surprised by that whatsoever. It is now time for the inaugural Gabagool and 8 Podcast Awards. And, honestly, who are we kidding? Before we get into this, I won them all. There's no doubt about that. Even for the best guest, episode 44, that was truly a groundbreaking conversation I had with myself. So easily, I took all those home. Thank you so much. I am humbled, I am grateful, and I am fully deserving of these accolades. Well, another milestone. We have reached the end of the episode of the 1 year anniversary birthday extravaganza. So upcoming for next week, I will start doing reaction videos. No, not of cool, interesting viral videos. I will be watching my old Gabagool and 8 episodes and commenting on it. It should be a thrill. Now, in the first year of Gabagool and 8, we were able to speak to some inspiring people, and we're able to provide a fresh take on some current events to our legions of fans. We traveled through time and space via a supernatural walkie-talkie that I found, and had countless awesome adventures. But on a serious note, I would like to extend my gratitude and appreciation for anybody who's ever listened to an episode. I thank you very much and very sincerely. Anyone who's ever suggested an episode, even a passing like without ever having checked out what kind of madness I've been putting out, it is very much appreciated. If only one person has enjoyed these episodes, then I am more than happy to keep doing them. So please listen, like, share, and subscribe, and let's make 2021 the year of Gabagool and 8. I'm serious. I want to try and field a standing army ready to march across the fields of Mars before 2024. So let's get to it, people.